the close affinity between women and the art of music. The presiding deity of our arts is a goddess. Many ragas have feminine names. Women have thus not only a right to practice music, but also a great responsibility in doing so. From D. Brinda's presidential address to the Music Academy in the year 1977. That we live in times when we as lovers and students of music may fail to wrap our minds around the conundrum that T. Brinda spoke of so eloquently is testimony to the path-breaking work she did, not only in the field of music, but also in women's rights. Born into an illustrious family of musicians and dancers, Brinda was taken at the age of 8 to Kanchipuram and left under the care of Naina Pillai, along with her younger sister Mukta, who was 6 at that time. The girl's mother, Kamakshi, wanted Brinda to learn male music, like Neraval, Kalpana, Swarams, not encouraged by her own mother, the formidable Veena Dhanamal. So Kamakshi took them without Dhanamal's permission. Brinda learned 2 kritis a day, and in the 4 years she spent there, she learned about 250 kritis, mostly those of Tyagaraja. She learned Tevarams and the Tirupugar as well. Naina Pillai didn't teach her Alapana, Swaras or Neraval. He would sing around and she would be told to compete with him. Such was her prodigious talent that she kept pace with him. At the age of 10, she gave her debut performance. Her aunt Lakshmi Ratnam also taught her for a while, and Brinda absorbed many kritis by listening to her grandmother, her mother, and other aunts. She returned to Madras at the age of 12, but whenever Naina Pillai visited, he taught her. Undoubtedly, it was Kamakshi's ambition for her daughter, which made her defy her own mother, that ultimately shaped her into the musician that she turned out to be. Her style is believed to be a synthesis of the styles of Dhanamal and Naina Pillai. The Dhanamal style manifests in the many padams and javalis that are her hallmark, while in extempore music, she shines as Naina Pillai's disciple. Brinda excelled in ragas laced with gamakas like Todi, Kalyani, Varali, Saveri, Bhairavi, Mukhari, Vekada, Sahana. Her alapana in Todi and the rendering of Gajavadana showcase her different interpretation of Todi. Her voice clear as a bell, aligned perfectly to Shruti, strengthened by unrelenting sadhagam in her childhood in the Mandara style, is her forte. Coupled with her natural raga jnanam, it took her to musical heights that only few can lay claim to. In the 1930s, when Dhanamal was aging and their family vocation was on the decline, Brinda, along with her sister, rescued many padams and javalis from extinction. They deserve full credit for restoring Kshetrajna to his honored status. They were very often accompanied by their sister Abhirama Sundari in their concerts. Right from their early performing days at the Music Academy, they gave equal importance to padams, javalis, and compositions of the Trinity. Their sustained efforts at bringing these to the notice of a larger audience led to their being completely identified with padams and javalis. The partnership ceased sometime in the 1960s, and each of the sisters came into their own. Brinda soon found herself teaching padams to top-ranking artists like M.S. Subbulakshmi, Ramnath Krishnan, Chamangudi, Mama. One needed a cultivated taste and maturity to appreciate her music. Listeners who confessed to not liking her Kala Pramanam in their earlier days began to like her music as they themselves matured. Her stand about padams was that they are primarily meant for dance, and vocalists should not change the mode of rendition. While acknowledging her grandmother's role in reviving padams and javalis, she was of the view that their beauty could be better revealed by the human voice, rather than the veena. Her Rama Rama, Moratopu, Tamara Raksha still haunt her rasikas. In contrast to padams, javalis are brisk pieces. Parulanna Mata, Panipundu, Vagaladi, which we heard today, and Samayamide Some of the javalis that she is famous for are the works of Dharmapuri Subbaraya, Tirupati Narayana Swami, and Pattabhiramaya. Brinda's uncompromising adherence to Sampradaya sometimes went against her as a performing musician. The post-GNB phase left her unmoved. Everyone is cast in a different mold and must use their natural gift and training, is what she believed. And she did, even though the consequences of this was smaller crowds at her concerts and fewer invitations to public performances. And even though she was against commercial records, she recorded for research institutions. Contrary to talk about her not sharing her music, she recorded and taught so many senior musicians that she came to be regarded as a musician's musician. Unlike Dhanamar, who had no time for students, Brinda taught many, stressing the need for bhava that she believed was restricted by notating music. A 25-year tenure at Central College of Carnatic Music, Madras, 2 terms as visiting professor at the University of Washington in Seattle, many students who went professional, many fellow musicians who learned from her, all these are testament to the great teacher in her. A competent veena player, she gave 2 recitals, veena and vocal, at the Music Academy in 1977, the year she received the Geetha Award. With little mass appeal, recognition came late in life. We will never know if she was embittered by public neglect, but a stoic by nature, she was strict with herself and her disciples. Her modest pride in her students' claim holds up her high standard of excellence for all. My students say that they never forget anything that I teach them.